Here's Johnny. Thank you, Ed. Well, hello there, social media family. Being a video subscribers and our visitors affiliated or associated with and representing my own YouTube social media channel and our chat room. How are you all doing? Hopefully all is well with you and yours, your family and friends for your different households, and hopefully the same can or could possibly be said and or stated for the record in due regard in reference to me and mine. Sorry about that. You know, I was trying to broadcast much earlier and thinking of it with a man's intentions to do so for the present social media broadcast of video content, for that or some such given moment in time. Yes, as a matter of fact, I literally actually had gotten things composed and was supposed to be in the process of broadcasting or was broadcasting before I had lost the previous social media broadcast of video content for some or such strange reason or another. And be it the results of developments some kind of a technical difficulty, and hopefully that was all that it was or had become. Again, much rather instead of possibly worse yet, a computer hacker having sabotaged my previous work, and that is including if the likes of a character as that being could have possibly have been one of my present proverbial neighbors from damn hell among the public nuisances of problem neighbors, being a worse or worstest ones yet, being which I have. And within one of the worst or worstest of vicinity area neighborhood communities within some of such city limits as we have it for our great metropolis of the city of metropolitan Chicago, Illinois, USA, and for the Midwest of the Western Hemisphere, being a part of the global or international community for this post 911 era of our new millennium of this supposed so-called post-global pandemic day and age or time frame period of human chronicle human history of this apocalyptic day and age, and whereas the doomsday clock been on this, the stress levels to be considered associated with the countries or nations possessing mass weapons of destruction, you know, of the ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, is at a couple few minutes to midnight, whatever that means, compared to how supposedly formerly previously it was a quarter to midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times. You know. Anyway, though, I'm sorry about the loss of electronic frequency transmissions for the last social media broadcast of video content, whereas I'm doing a remake of some of such now, and as it is to address the issue of all of these different illegal foreign immigrants trespassing across the U.S. borders into our own country and nation, and then blend in with the rest of American citizens and or foreigners, and then blend in with American citizens and the rest of the foreign immigrants is what I meant to say. Correction. Unlike them, whereas they come here illegally, whereas they do a great social injustice to the rest of the foreign immigrants who have not only legally applied for entrance to enter into our country or nation, as we have it of this great republic or democracy, supposed so-called democratic republic or democracy, reflecting upon how there are still racist redneck closet Klan and closet neo-Nazi cops of white boys still shooting the brothers of non-white males in the back like it's the old Western days of the 19th century. You know. Yeah, but then getting back to the original subject matter, topic of discussion to be debated of given argument with the many different views and opinions to be affiliated, associated with, and representing thereof. And as these here other foreign immigrants come here, you know, in an illegal way, whereas they're not even so much as applying for entrance here by going through all the proper policies and procedures of protocol, to fill out and sign application forms. But then much lesser than that are they themselves thinking about, coming here and then filling out and signing application forms to become American citizenship. American citizens or apply for American citizenship is what I meant to say. Or the saying, Prince of Peace continued to regulate my mind, completely out of Prince of Darkness and to conclude my speech. I'm still rather traumatized by this one, excuse my name, part of Prince, and has played the part of the devil's advocate. This, as a less two evils been in progress on this. I'm still pretty much so traumatized by this one nigger neighbor from damn hell of a poop button pissant drug pusher who represents less manhood than a much more familiar faggot, whereas he himself had borrowed my apartment door for the last part of Black History Month for the month of February of this calendar year 2024, where I'm having to dial the emergency number 911 upon him to alert the police that there's trouble in paradise, that I'm having problems with this one social reject of a psychopath and a sociopath, men of whom obviously and evidently has to be kind of gay like or homoish or faggoty, if not a little actual closet faggot, as he has focused all his negative energies as well as negative attentions upon me, my person. And I never done or said anything to him that would warrant or justify all this hostility or hatred he has for me, and regardless of whether or not he himself was, sexually violated, sexually abused or sexually assaulted, raped or molested by either a father or stepdad of his, you know, whereas I wish he would quit confusing me with one, either or. I mean, all I ever done or did is speak upon these matters. Now they come to mind before I were to get back to the original subject matter. Not that I mean to be wagging the dog, change the subject, Yes, all I ever done or did was complain to the management, being my present administrator, representative, personnel who have authority over these facilities, uh, uh, the public facilities in question, excuse me, with the different apartment complex units, for how he himself would be interrupting my sleeping patterns, as in causing me to lose sleep with his late night criminal activities, in which he would go in and out of one back door to the building, one or two more than the other one, and the one being which is next to my apartment door, causing me to lose sleep, and then not to mention worse yet, at times using that as a means to, you know, go about, that activities of a physical nature to commit diversion, nor commit himself to to perpetrating or making with diversion noises as that being, as he would, go about using those means, physical actions to cover up the sounds of him bothering my apartment door. And I don't appreciate that. And he did that sometime last night. And I'm like saying, what the, are you freaking kidding me? Get you a life. Yeah, Malfa. You stupid and sick. Well, more creepy than stupid and sick. You creepy. Well, he's stupid and sick enough. You creepy SOB bastard of a low life scumbag, social reject. Get you a life, I don't bother with your apartment door. How would you like it if I bother with your apartment door? Probably would like it, this gay like homo faggy self. Not that I'm going about any homo bashing, whereas it could be considered, or words I could be confused with, you know, one of the extreme members of the Westboro Baptist Church, though I am contemplating that a domestic thought of joining it, but I don't approve of its religious content altogether. So let me make that perfectly clear and saying for the state, for saying and stating for the record what I mean to say. Prince of Peace, once again I say, continue to regulate my back compare Prince of Darkness to people speak. Anyway, getting back to some and such other, and whereas we have our own criminals of the likes, as I had described, a certain person of a male character of the same sex, otherwise, who is one of my fellow neighbors who resides in an apartment as a tenant, a couple few doors down from my own apartment, or place rather. Yeah, we have more than enough of our own criminal elements of society. We don't need any foreign immigrants coming here and proving themselves to become or be just as much of a threat to our American citizens' lives and other foreigners' lives, committing hate crimes or criminal activities or civil and or human rights violation offenses. I mean, if you cannot respect the laws and bylaws as we have it that governs our own democratic republic or democracy, then what you need to do is just pack your bags and take a hike. Go back to the country or nation that you come from. You know, I could care less. I mean, you ain't got to go home, but you got to go from here, as they say, for the lounges or atmospheres or places of businesses, being in which serves, from beer to wine to hard liquor, you know, being of drinking establishments, be it public or private. I'm sorry, for some reason or another, the angle of my, it's not working properly. Like somebody sabotage it that much more, you know, more without know. Anyway, getting back to some of such other, the original. So the matter of topic of discussion to be debated. I'm giving an argument with many different views and opinions to be affiliated, associated with, and representing their. You know. I mean, if you come in here and you don't even have your own better interest in mind, excuse me, not to mention that being what is in the better interest of society as a whole. No, I'm not doing any Illuminati hand gestures of physical nature or some such. Anything I have my hands for prayer, not to do the diamond, what you call it. If you do not have, and get back to some such other, what I had meant to say, or as I complete a former line of thought and say, stay correct. If you don't have it in mind, even for what is in your own better interest, not to mention how much less what is in the better interest, in other words, the general public or people at large, then you need to just pack your bags and leave before your next place of residence as location be one of our local U.S. jail cells or unit in the crazy house for that matter. You know, this get me to thinking about how certain ones of these here illegal immigrants and aliens crossing our U.S. borders, particularly especially as they would be mainly mostly of the Venezuelans of my La Raza piece and folks. They had beat up on a couple or few, or, no, a couple of U.S. police officers, you know, and they had got nothing much more than a slap on the wrist, where they should have been charged with a hate crime and do some such of a serious stint in the can, as in do the jailhouse rock, as well as they could do the pink flamingo dance, if you know what I mean, read between the lines, fill in the blanks. The crazy house, And like I figured that majority of most jailbirds are males of the same sex. They make jail like a revolving door so that they can go behind closed locked doors and engage that much more in a faggot freak fest, being that because they cannot so easily do it out here as they have to keep up appearances, Like this one drug pusher, a dope dealer, a neighbor from downtown of mine, although he has not been willing to pay a visit to the can, regardless of whether or not he has been there before or to the crazy house. But nevertheless, he is kind of gay like, almost a faggot if you ask me. You know, if not a little actual closet faggot. You know, where he sweats me all the time, give me the business. Crazy amount. Well, not so much as crazy, stupid as he is creepy. Anyway, getting back to the original subject matter topic of discussion. We're giving an argument being on the present social media broadcast of video content and with many different views and opinions to be associated with some such thereof the same as said question in the former mentioned. So these illegal foreign immigrants, they keep coming here and they're not contributing anything on a positive note of interest. You know, if anything, more often than not, it's of a nature that is illegal, that violates even so what is in their own better interest. Not to mention what is in the better interest of society as a whole. The general public or people at large, especially if they're breaking into houses or homes, coming off as intruders or home invaders, committing illegal criminal acts of home invasions, then pillaging and plundering, looting, and taking away their confiscated goods of item products to possibly, you know, like say, sell some of such at a local vicinity area neighborhood community pawn shop, you know, where it's enough of an insult to injury to American citizens to have to consider that here it is, they're getting something similar to a what you call food stamp link card, whereas they get more money than a little bit on these cards, and at times they sell some of such. Well, they can keep some stuff for themselves to get bank. Imagine that. And whereas if any of us American citizens try to apply for that same plastic currency, more often than not, we're denied. You know, I mean, it's bad enough when one of our own American citizens is struggling, barely making it, trying to stretch even so a food stamp dollar, not to mention a little actual dollar otherwise from one month to the next. You know, then to think that these foreign immigrants, no, I'm not making reference to all of them in general, just the illegal ones, not the ones who come here and try to contribute on a positive note of interest to our own society or the political democracy after having gone through the proper policies and the procedures protocol to fill out and sign application forms to not only gain interest into that of our own, but also to become American citizens or to acquire American citizenship. I mean, it's a shame that those others, though, who do a great social injustice to the other foreign immigrants, they come here illegally, then they blend in with the rest of the foreign immigrants and with American citizens, and then they're committing all these here criminal acts, these illegal criminal acts or hate crimes, and then all they get is nothing much more than a slap on the wrist. What the? I mean, what the hell is going on? What is really going on? Yeah, thanks a lot. Not so slow, Joe Biden, president elect. For whatever reason and or purpose, you're permitting us, being as we are among ourselves American citizens, to become subjected to experiencing this Trojan horse. So everybody keep tuned in to what's going on in the current events, the different news stories of our time. Yeah, like the president elect is like as if he's trying to sell our own republic or democracy to the highest bidder. And I don't appreciate that. Get a life, you loser. Get out of the White House. Yeah, by first of all, get out of the White House, Oval, or our nation's capital, and let a real president take hold of the reins of government, you know, and give the people what they want, you know, honest American government to complement our own U.S. policies and procedures and protocols, to complement our own American Constitution upon a civil, upon a city, state, and federal, national level is what I meant to say. To say. Get out, punk, punk. Get me to reflect the punk I'm thinking. Yeah, whereas at one given moment in time or another, was that Muhammad Ali, formerly Cassius Clay, and, and Joe Frazier, or maybe George Foreman were supposed to be having a bout between themselves. There was a loyal supporter, fan of Muhammad Ali, where he had said to Muhammad Ali's boxing opponent, being a rival counterpart, he said, where he made like as if he wanted to attack some or such in a physical kind of way, where he like said, "You can't even beat me, so how dare you, attempt to come on through the boxing ring like you challenging the heavyweight boxing champion, Muhammad Ali." But anyway, though, getting back to the original subject matter, you know. So here you have this president-elect. He's given us this Trojan horse of illegal foreign immigrants for whatever reasons or purposes. He's permitting them to flood our own country or nation. They're not coming here but to commit crime or criminal activity, hate crimes. The majority of most of these foreign immigrants coming from whatever countries or nations elsewhere in the world. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them. They're just trying to get over themselves, like our much more familiar American riffraff of the criminal elements, scoping, stalking, on the prowl, vamping, preying upon, much rather than instead of thinking to prey with, their fellow humans or fellow global citizens, like, imagine my neighbor. Is that my neighbor? Like, thinking of me. Like, oh, man. I've been wanting to hop in the sack with him for the longest. Man, I want to get me some of that. Yeah, one way or another. Like some kind of gay pedophile Catholic priest wannabe. Not that all Catholic priests, and neither nor is all Catholic nuns in the boys, if you know what I mean, reading between the last fill in the blanks. So these it get back to some charges, not to be more see, not to be sound to seem like a regular dog. What I meant to say, Prince Speech continue to regulate my mind compared to how the Prince of Doctor attempt to conclude my speech. So I say for the third time, but anyway, these foreign immigrants, not foreign immigrants in general, but the ones who are illegal, the legal foreign immigrants are aliens. The aliens crossing our U.S. borders. They're coming here and they're doing all kinds of abominable, blasphemous, criminally illegal, civil, and or human rights violation offenses against other persons. And we will not tolerate it. The buck stops here. You either get your stuff together